I'm going to show you how to make bone broth. Keep watching the video. Welcome back. It's Jeff Lepard from jefflepard.com, and on this channel we do product reviews, vacation videos, do-it-yourself videos, and so much more. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Before you can make bone broth, it's important to know what type of bone broth you want to make, beef or chicken. Keep in mind both of those have different cook times. If you want beef bone broth, that takes a little bit longer, generally 12 to 24 hours to cook. Chicken, on the other hand, takes about 4 to 6 hours or 4 to 12 hours, depending on how much flavor you want to make. So today's purpose of this video, I'm going to be making beef bone broth. The ingredients and instructions will be left in the video description for your convenience. Also, if you figure that this is too much for you to make, not a problem. You can also purchase some high quality bone broth online. I'll also leave a link down below in the video description. Here's a look at the ingredients that you're going to need to make the bone broth. Most importantly, you need the bones. So here's beef bones. It's about 4 to 5 pounds. I'm making about 10 liters, my pot size of bone broth. So depending on how big your pot is, that's going to determine how many bones you're going to need. So this is about 4 to 5 pounds, and I would recommend getting this from a butcher shop. Just call your local butcher shop to receive the highest quality of bones to use for your broth. And the first ingredients is you're going to need 1 or 2 onions. Just chop them up. Next, you're going to use 2 to 3 carrots and chop those up as well. And you can use 2 to 3 celery sticks chopped up. And 5 to 6 garlic cloves. Now there's more than 5 or 6 garlic cloves in there. I like garlic, so I'm using a little bit more. You can use a little more, a little less, depending on your taste. You're going to use bay leaves, maybe 1 or 2 bay leaves. Black peppercorns, I would recommend just maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons of that. And apple cider vinegar. That helps pull some of the minerals out of the bones. The first step we're going to do is we're going to put the bones in a preheated oven for about 30 to 60 minutes. So I'm gonna put them in the oven for about 30 minutes and turning them occasionally, and the oven's going to be set at 400 degrees. Okay, now with the oven preheated at 400 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and place the bones into the oven. 30 to 60 minutes, it's up to you, but I would turn them halfway to help out with the browning of them. Right now, we just took the bones out of the oven. They're halfway done, so we're just going to go ahead and turn them over. That way it gives it a chance to brown on each side. And that goes back in the oven for another 20 minutes. Now with the bones finished cooking in the oven, you're going to transfer them all into the pot that you're going to be using for the bone broth. Put that in, plus all the ingredients, all the vegetables, everything that you're going to be using to make the bone broth. Now with your bones and ingredients in the pot, you're going to let this cool off for 30 to 60 minutes. But first you're going to add your water and bring that up to level before letting that cool off. I like to use spring water that's been filtered, but whatever water you choose is fine. Just don't fill it too high to avoid boil over. And while you're cooking it, during the cooking process, you can always add more as needed. Now that the ingredients have cooled down, you're going to go ahead and bring this to a boil and cover it. Once you bring it to a boil, you're going to lower the heat to a simmer, and that's going to go for however long you want to leave it in the pot. I'm going to be leaving it at least 24 hours, possibly longer. So keep an eye on it. You're going to want it to boil first, and then you're going to reduce the heat. Now that the pot is boiling, you're going to want to reduce the heat and cover it. Keep it boiling at a simmer. So it's been 24 hours that I've been simmering the bone broth. I think I'm going to let it go another 24 hours. The flavors are looking really good. The smell is incredible. And you can see the bone marrow is coming out of the bones. Look at that. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. I'm going to let this go for another 24 hours, and then I'm going to taste it. I'm going to filter it out, and then I'm going to give it a taste. It's been over 48 hours, and the bone broth is ready to be strained. So you can use a strainer, or you can even use cheesecloth, and you want to remove all of the contents in the pot, and that's going to leave you with the bone broth. Before straining, I'm just going to manually grab the bones and whatever I can grab first with this hand strainer. Now with the bone broth strained, you can either let the pot cool and skim off the top layer of beef tallow, or you can transfer it into glass jars now and let that cool down before you store them in the fridge or freezer. Now it's 24 hours and I took the bone broth out of the fridge and I skimmed off the beef tallow with a spoon, and you're left with the yummy bone broth. And what you can do with the beef tallow is you just put it into a container, boil it off, and you can use that for cooking, for skin creams, for sun lotion, whatever you want to use that for. So that's it. That's how you make your own bone broth. I just want to thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, bash that bell to turn notifications on for all upcoming videos. Share the video, like the video, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you next time on the next video. JeffLepard.com. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.